What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Shep's Garage video. And the first thing you may be wondering is, why in the world am I filming at nighttime? Well, back by popular demand is another lighting video. You guys absolutely loved my lighting video on my Mark 8 Volkswagen GTI, which is just chilling right over there. So I thought for the next lighting video, why not we showcase a car that I haven't really showcased on this channel very much. And that is my mom's 2021 Audi Q8, which is actually the most popular video on my YouTube channel with over 10,000 views. Is of this car, 5 things I hate about it, but I love this car. It is seriously one of the best cars we have owned to date. But today I want to sort of go over the really cool lighting that this car has, because Audi does some really cool things with their lighting that you really just don't see unless you're in the night. So, without further ado, let's get straight into this video. Now, you guys already know the drill. If you're new to this channel, this is the first time seeing my face on your screen, don't forget to please click that subscribe button down below, and also comment down below any other videos you guys want to see. If this video does really well, I will do another video, another lighting video, as well as I make a lot of other cool car content, including Mark 8 GTI content. So let me guys know what other content you guys want to see on this channel. My goal is to become a full-time YouTuber, and I can't do it without your guys' support. Now let's begin with the Q8 lighting, and I want to start off with the exterior lights and something that's really cool. Now, before I sort of go over the lights, I want to let you guys know that there are some features on this car that you may not see in other Q8s. This is a Q8 Premium Plus with the executive package, so it gets you the matrix LED lighting as well as the changing color lights in the interior. So there are some things that you may not get on your premium Q8 or base model Q8 if you have a premium, but Premium Plus and above, this all applies to you. So let's start off with the unlocking sequence, which is very cool. So with the matrix LED lighting that this car has, when you unlock the car, it does a light show. Check this out. That is super cool. And when you when you lock it, obviously it turns off, but when you lock it, it actually goes the opposite way. You kind of have to let it sit for a while, but it goes the opposite way, so it kind of flashes the taillights and it goes back in with the sort of light bar in the back of the car. As well as the front lights also have this cool sort of light show when you unlock it. As you can see, that is super cool. So these LED lights are super neat. I will go more in depth in them in a second. So let's start off with the rear tail lights, and I have to say, I think Audi does some of the best exterior lighting in the industry. These lights are so detailed with the individual little slats, as well as the way that the Audi carries the sort of light across the back of the car. This Q8 really stands out with this full-length light bar that literally goes across the back of the car, connecting both tail lights. I love the design of these tail lights, and I think having the matrix effect with them, with the cool light show, is just such an awesome, cool effect. This light bar goes across the car. As you can see, yep, there you go. They just did their sort of dance to turn off the car, but that is just such a cool, neat feature. Coming on to the side of the Q8, you also have, obviously, door handle lights. Like every modern luxury car, on all 4 doors, you get these cool door handle lights. As I say, I love door handle lights. I think they should be incorporated on more base model cars. I think it's an option that I think it just makes the car stand out a lot more. Now, moving on to the front of the car, this car has the optional matrix LED front lights. So the normal Q8 will just have standard LEDs. These are the optional headlights that I think are now standard on the Premium Plus model, but for 2021 these were optional. Now, as you can see, these lights are crazy detailed. They have the same effect as the tail lights, and since these are the matrix effect, these have the ability they have auto high beam, as well as they have the ability of turning off individual parts of the light to not blind people when driving at night. That is a super cool feature, but unfortunately we don't have it in the United States. So even though the technology is here, we just don't have it. But nonetheless, these lights still look really cool with the sort of slats and everything. And as well as I love how that the orange running light is integrated into the headlight instead of having to be slapped on the side of the car, kind of like my GTI here. As you can see, it's sort of slapped on the side of the car for the orange reflector. It's actually built into the light, which just makes this car have a really clean look. But overall, I love the front lights on this car. Must get option if you really like cool light technology or just love the look of them in general. But oh yeah, and of course you get the matrix unlocking and unlocking effect. Now, stepping inside of the Q8, the last main thing I want to showcase is, of course, these. These are the Audi logo projectors. They're an option. I think they're like $300. Such a stupid option, but honestly, worth every penny. I think these are so cool. We never really knew that we like these things, but they're so cool. They're on all 4 doors, the $300 option. The Audi beam rings or something like that, and it's actually like a really high quality light too. I really like these things. They're super cool. They're on all 4 doors. I think they're super cool. Some people say that they kind of like rice the car out. I sort of disagree. I think they actually look really nice. But yeah, nice option. So now it's super cold outside, so let's get inside the car and I'll showcase all of the interior lighting that this car has. Alright, so stepping inside of the car. So when you first just get in the car, you notice that obviously these lights are on, but as well as faintly, you do have some of the accent lighting on. So just some of the accent lights. You have the dashboard, you have the all 4 side doors are in white, and then the center console, of course, and again, these side doors glow in white. When you turn on the car, that's when sort of the light show begins. So press your foot on the brake and press the starter button, and as you can see, this sort of light show happens, and then it goes red up here for the blind spot, and then it goes back to the factory color, or color you choose for the ambient lighting if you have the Premium Plus. So overall, so this is sort of like the whole ambient lighting layout that you have here in the Q8, and honestly, I quite like it. It's fairly good. I mean, Audi does okay with their ambient lighting. I still think Mercedes is at the top notch with their ambient lighting. They go out of this world. But what I also like about this car is that it's not too much ambient lighting. There are some car companies out there that just go ham with ambient lighting, like Mercedes-Benz, for example. They put, which is not a bad thing, they have ambient lighting in the seats, for example, on top of the dashboard, for example, places where you may not need it. This car has the perfect amount to have this interior feels not dark at all, and I really do like it. Now, to change the ambient lighting, you go into the vehicle settings here. So go to vehicle, then go to light and visibility, interior lighting, and of course you have sort of the normal colors you can choose from. So you have contour, which is white, vision, which is tan, which I think that sort of goes with the car, but anyways, we have solar, which is orange, we have pulse, which is impulse, which is red up top and then white accents. We have maritime, which is blue up top and white accents. These names are kind of strange. Caribbean, which is neat, and then you have the Audi Drive Select, which kind of goes with the Drive Select here. So if you're in dynamic, it goes red. If you're in comfort, it goes blue. If it go put it in eco, it goes green. But what's also cool about the Audi Drive Select is if you turn the temperature down, it goes blue on that side. If you turn the temperature up, it goes red. That is a very neat feature, and it's actually only on this Audi Drive Select. Not many people really have it on this, because who wants to have it change with their drive modes? Everyone wants to choose their own, but most people don't know that you can actually have this cool effect, and it's actually only on the this Audi Drive Select setting. So it's really cool. I quite like it. Kind of fun in games almost, but yeah, that's super cool. And then obviously you have individual, which is what we have it on, and then you can choose like what color you want where, so what brightness what you want, and these are all the colors. You can have everything from your purples to your blues to your greens, obviously, your yellows. There's 30 different options you can choose from, so I'm sure you can have some fun here. We sort of have it set up as like the darker blue up top, lighter blue at the bottom, because we think that blue is, you know, it's a color that sort of brightens up the car's cabin a lot. So that's the interior ambient lighting. So it's on the dashboard, it's on every side of the door. It's also on the center console as well, and obviously on the dashboard underneath everything here, which is quite neat. What's also really nice is these illuminated sort of buttons down here with your drive select, your traction control, and your frost and defrost. And then the volume controls it's very nicely lit with this circle, as well as your gear shifter with lights integrated into the center console here. Audi just does interior lighting so well. I mean, look at that. The lighting is clear. It's easy to see at night, and there are some car companies, like for example, one thing I did have a complaint in my car is that a lot of things that were lit up in this car aren't lit up in the GTI, but all that is fixed. Audi does really go sort of above and beyond with their lighting up in terms of things. Like for example, the open and close of the air conditioning vents are illuminated. There aren't in a lot of cars, but in this car they are. So that is sort of the center console sort of over with. You obviously have your screens, which are illuminated at night, and they are capacitive touch, so they have a haptic when you touch them, which is quite neat. So that's quite cool. Moving on to the steering wheel now. So your steering wheel controls are illuminated. They have your arrows, which control the inside display there, and then you also have your paddle shifters, which also are illuminated, and your cruise control, which is also illuminated. So overall, very good lighting on the steering wheel. You can see everything, you can touch everything. That's not an issue at all. Moving on to the door panel, obviously you have your window controls and your mirror controls and the lock and unlock and the seat settings on the door, all illuminated with white. Very nice touch, as well as the trunk open button down here, which is, again, this is also just such a nice touch to see illuminated in white. You also do have your controls over here, and what's really neat is my car does this too. When you touch the controls, they go a brighter color. They go brighter, and then when you take your hand away, it goes back dimmer. As you can see, I'll do it again. It's really hard to tell on camera, but it does it, and it's really cool. So that's quite neat. To see at night. Pretty cool feature. And moving up to the roof now. Obviously a lot of this is your standard stuff, your lights for all on and all off, and your information button and your sunroof and sun blind controls and SOS. So overall, the front cabin is very well illuminated. The only thing that I would like to see is one thing that I sort of miss Audi doing is illuminating their speaker grills. Audi was sort of known for illuminating their speaker grills if you got the Bang & Olufsen sound system, and well, which this car does have the Bang & Olufsen sound system. And in my dad's Audi A4 2017 that we had back in 2017, those speaker grills were illuminated, and I really like that touch because Audi always did that if you got the best sound system, which this car does have the best sound system. It's kind of a shame that they don't do that anymore. I wonder if it's for cost savings or for whatever, but yeah, they don't do it anymore. But that's really my only complaint for the front of the interior lighting wise of this car. Now, stepping into the back seat of the car, we can see that, as well as I forgot to mention, your door sills are illuminated. Let me actually go show that in the front too, because it's a really cool touch. Audi does a really good job of illuminating their door sills. So if you get an S-Line car, it would say S-Line. This is not an S-Line car, so these just are illuminated with white. But if you get an S-Line car, they would say S-Line, which is a pretty neat touch as well. So yeah, all 4 door sills are illuminated. Again, not super often you see that as often anymore. Now, stepping into the back seat here, it is nice back here. My sort of only complaint is that it's dark back here. Again, it's a back seat, so what do you expect? But my only complaint, starting off, is that I really would wish that Audi would illuminate this back seat a little bit more. It's quite dark back here, which is why I'm going to turn on one of these lights for right now. But yeah, it's quite dark back here. The front had a lot of illumination. I sort of wish that Audi put some illumination maybe right here on the door, or right down here in the door, or right there, or maybe under here. I don't know, but it would be nice to have this back seat a little bit more illuminated than it already is. Nonetheless, you still have your ambient lighting, which is very cool. And then the best feature in this car is your door handles are illuminated. This is something that a lot of car companies are eliminating. My GTI doesn't have it, when the Mark 7 did, but this car, well, as you can see, it has illuminated door lights, so you know where exactly where the door handle is. Love that. Absolutely love that. Moving on down here, you have your window control for down and up. Obviously, it's still self-explanatory. Your footwell is illuminated as well, and you have your, again, you have your open and close for the vents are also illuminated in white, and your controls for the fan and your temperature and your heated seats. That's also self-explanatory. And same thing goes on that side, and same thing goes on this side with your vent control being illuminated. But other than that, and your light controls, but other than that, very dark back here, unfortunately. Eventually, I hope Audi does adapt the technology that BMW does by illuminating the roof here. I know BMW, like in the new X7, I'll put a picture up if I can find one, but the sunroof here is illuminated with ambient lighting. That would be pretty cool if Audi can adapt that, because it would bright up this interior a lot more, since at the end of the day, this is their flagship SUV. Now, stepping into the back trunk area, pardon the mess, this is my mom's car, so she can be a bit of a person, messy person sometimes. But anyways, well, let's mind the books here. But the trunk is very well illuminated, and this is probably one of my favorite parts about this car. You have a light here and a light here, which is nice, but you also have the LED strips in the back, which illuminates the back very well. Like, you don't have to worry about losing or anything, because everything is very well lit back here with these LED strips. More car companies should leave this and go to this. This is super neat. I love the lighting in the back here, and of course you have your automatic closing and locking trunk illuminating as well, which is super neat. And so that is the lighting of our Audi Q8. This car's lighting has very thoroughly impressed me for the past, over 2 years we've owned this car. So I love the lighting in this car. There are some dark spots where they can improve, but I hope that they do for the 2023 and 24 model years of this car when they come out. So hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, smash that like button. Comment down below any other video ideas that you guys want me to do. I've already got a list going, so you guys who requested those, we'll see them soon, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.